Hello, and welcome to Women of Prominence and 4-Point Media presents Truth Prevails, where we shine a light on everyday greatness. I am your host, VonTrue, and we have a very special guest in the house tonight for you all. And he has worked on many feature films. He is a phenomenal actor, and he has a great story to tell us today. His name is Aaron Carolina.
Hey.
How are you, Aaron?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you. How long have you been in front of the camera?
I would say professionally for about 8 years now.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
8 years. And where are you coming from?
Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
Fort Worth, Texas. So you were doing a lot of jobs out in Fort Worth, Texas?
Yeah, I was doing mostly commercial and print, independent projects, some feature films. But yeah, doing some stuff.
Yeah. Love. Yeah. How long you been in LA?
I moved out here March 2018.
Oh, fresh face. I
Very
see.
fresh.
Yes,
Very
fresh face.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it?
It's growing on me. The people are still growing on me a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a necessary. I would say necessary evil, but it's different from the South and LA's. I'm loving it though.
You're loving it?
I'm loving it.
Especially for what you do, right?
You gotta be here.
Absolutely.
You gotta be in the city.
So many, the land of opportunities, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Lovely. How was your upbringing?
Oh, it was good. I'm the youngest of four.
Oh, you're the baby.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I'm the baby.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh,
30.
for real?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
You say you couldn't tell?
No.
Because that black don't crack. Let
them know.
Single parent household, just my mom and the four of us. They're 7, 11, 12 years older than me, so they were way older than me.
Yeah.
So I had to mature and grow up kind of fast.
Oh, love. Did you look up? You looked up to your older siblings?
I looked up to them, and we're really close, to this day. So, yeah, I looked up to them. I admired them. They're role models. They're hardworking people.
That's love.
A lot to learn from them.
Absolute.
Mm-hmm.
Were they more females or males?
Well, I have the oldest is my sister, and then I have 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. So
wow.
She's outnumbered by a lot. Yeah.
Mom and older sis was holding down the household. That's what's up.
Very much. Yeah.
That's what's up. How was it growing up in Texas?
I loved it growing up out there, man. It was, it was in between that era, but right before phones and before social media.
Oh gosh, yes.
I love, there weren't no beaches or nothing out there.
Oh no.
But, it was really, people were always nice.
Yes.
Let's say it's much cheaper to stay out there.
I was about to say, the cost of living and the mannerisms are 2 huge things that you probably have to get acclimated with moving out here, yes?
Yes. I've been out here for a year and I still complain about gas every time I have to pump it. Like, I know I make more money staying out here too, but it's like, man, it's $4, $5 gas.
It's crazy, especially if you're coming from like $2.15 a gallon, and it's like
$1.90.
Oh gosh.
There's a 1 in front of everything else in Texas, in most places.
Even diesel, stop playing.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, but price is something I'm getting used to. People is something I'm getting used to, but like I said, I love it out here.
That's good.
I loved it being going back home in Texas and raising a family is something I thought about because I appreciated it.
Absolute.
Yeah, it's just the
that's
people,
what's up.
The schooling, everything. I just love being out there.
It touched your heart.
Yeah, it's home. It'll always be home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So and you went to college up there, right?
Yes, I did.
What college did you
University
go to?
of Texas at Arlington.
And what'd you learn?
I studied in business, broadcasting, and psychology.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love psychology.
Yeah.
To learn about people and how to get into their brains, right?
It's I feel like it was a gift. I've always been good at being able to empathize with people and see things from their point of view.
Oh yes.
So psychology is something that it was easy. I was just studying. I was like, man, what is all this for? What is this? Because it's like with psychology or even with counseling, it's like you're not trying to talk at people. You're talking to them or let them come to conclusions themselves. Let them kind of figure things out for themselves because they're capable of doing that. You're just trying to give them a little guidance, give them a little guidance to the right direction. So that's what I loved it.
I completely understand that. I always love the practical more than the theory, so I feel you on that completely. Yes. And I'm pretty sure that education in psychology alone has helped you play all your roles. You have expansive catalog of roles that you've dived into. What was your favorite?
Man, I'm a goofball at heart. So I love doing comedy of all kinds.
Yes,
Be
I
dry,
love comedy.
Over the top. I love doing everything like that. But I like diving into dramatic roles. I'm not a dramatic person.
You seem so chill.
Yeah,
like
I'm not,
I get
really,
that.
I'm not a dramatic person, but I love getting a chance to experience that, and dive into it. I got a chance to do a pilot project in Atlanta as a schizophrenic med school dropout.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was, he was an addict. So there was a lot of
Oh, wow.
a lot of different layers of that character.
Absolutely.
And after going there and talking with the writer and director and doing some research, that was to this day one of my most fun projects. Most fun at works at being a character I've ever had.
Absolutely. It just sounds like it's such a dynamic character. So many elements to them. Like no one knows what's going to come next from him.
No, you don't know. You have no idea what's coming next, and that was the interesting part. Trying to develop, building this character. I mean, it was fun because it's like, okay, well, what's furthest from me? What's furthest from me, but still realistic, and trying to pick what parts I can use from here and there, like different experiences I've met, like with people.
Yes. That helps you a lot, the different experiences that you've gone through your life, and with, meeting people and whatever else have you, that I'm sure that has really helped you.
It definitely does, because you may not know it. Like, I'm one of those people that it makes sense to have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. You should be listening twice as much as you're talking. So when I'm sitting back and I'm just watching people, I'm just taking in, what they're saying. Just let them get whatever they got off their chest, and you're watching their mannerisms, the stuff they're doing with their facial features, and their little like the little quirks and ticks they have about them.
Yes, body language,
everything. It's like, all right, well, I don't do that, and I'm just, kind of reading. It's like, okay, well, maybe I can add this to this character and stuff. So it works out.
So the psych definitely came in on that level, for
it
sure.
Definitely does, yeah.
For sure. And I was told you used to do a bit of singing and dancing.
Yeah, a little singing, dancing, all that. I was with the label. I used to write for them and do vocal arrangements and stuff like that. Actually, I was a part of the group.
What group?
The Stanky Leg. They made the Stanky Leg. And,
take me back, please.
Oh, man.
Go ahead and do it for us.
Nah, I can't.
Why?
Man. I was so happy when I didn't get a chance, when I didn't have to do that anymore. I was so happy when I didn't have to do that anymore, but it's like... It's
still relevant. You could totally bring it back right now, and everybody would be on IG doing it.
They probably could. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, though. Because it's like, I used to... Before anybody else knew anything else about it, me and a group of friends, we were all part of a step team. Like the captain step team, and we were, a group of people, I would say, like popular kids. But people gravitated towards us. And I sung...
Hold on, all men? And you sung and y'all danced? Of course you got gravitation.
So it was like, I sung, and a lot of other people, they didn't sing, but they used to get jealous because girls were like, oh my God. And I was just new to it, so I was like, I don't know, I'm singing. I love to sing anyway. And like, hey bro, hey, stop that. Hey, all right, so you sing this chorus, and I'm a freestyle this verse. And I was like, all right, so we were doing that, and then people caught on. We started doing parties because we already had routines from step.
Right.
And then a local artist asked us if we can kind of help him do his background and kind of be like his street team.
For sure.
He was supposed to give us a beat to do after a couple months. We're like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? What's this for?
Right.
And then he gave us a beat. He was like, here, just take this, which would be in a Snaggy Leg beat. I listened to it. I'm like, yo, I'm a singer. I can't do anything with this. Get it out of my face. I can't do nothing. After a day or two of sitting down with it, they came back with this. The Stangy. I was like, what? Stangy? Like, yeah, we don't know. We got the song. We just need to come up with a dance or something like that. So they came up with the dance, but then we kind of made up the whole routine to it. We put it together, and then we go out and started we made a video, and then from there we started actually going out and performing it ourselves, like at our high school talent show.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then from there we just started going on tour, and things kind of took off from there.
I don't know how many people actually know the background story of that.
Yeah,
that was a huge movement.
Yeah.
Wasn't that around the time that Soulja Boy was doing You? Yeah.
I feel like it was a little bit after. It was like a little bit after that.
Just after, yeah.
A little bit after that, but yeah, it was around that time when dancing songs were like everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the premium music that everyone wanted to listen to. That's crazy. So did you guys? Was that dance move already originated when he brought the track to you, and he just had the music for it?
No, that was all inspired from that.
Wow.
As soon as we got the beat, we made everything after the beat. Everything was inspired from that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's great.
But all we did was sit around and dance and do goofy stuff all day long. We used
But that's love, right?
Yeah, that's what we loved doing, you know. So it was either singing, dancing, freestyling. That's what we did all day long.
With your boys, right?
Yeah, what
so
I
that's
was.
what's
Fun,
crazy.
so, yeah.
His life is fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love. That's when you were in college, yeah?
No, I was in high school.
You were in high school.
We were in junior high, transitioning into high school
gosh.
when that happened. So I was a kid. I was in places I had no business being in at a young age because there was a hot record out.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it was fun though. I was thankful to have all those experiences
I
and
was
be
say.
exposed to that at a young age.
Yes.
Because, you know, you see the people that are there for you and those that aren't. You see the goods and bads of the industry. And you're like, okay, this is what I want to be a part of. This isn't what I want to be a part of. And you know, you get to choose your lane that you wanna go to.
And I'm sure that's helped you as you transition into college as well and would live through that life, because that's a whole nother experience too, right?
Yeah, that was. But you know, I swear I'm thinking like, all right, so after that happened, you know, the label came and they said they want to sign so many people. You know, there was some jealousy and stuff with friends at the time. You know, we were younger, so they wanted to sign a group of friends that they thought wouldn't have too much competition with each other. They that kind of benefit each other, I guess, the most. I want to say that they didn't want anybody taking shine from anybody else.
Everyone's equivalent. We're just here doing our thing.
Yeah, they felt like they wanted people that wouldn't take their shine. So they got their group. I was gonna go off and play basketball. Well, I shattered my wrist, broke my forearm my freshman year, and then I ended up getting a kidney disease.
Wow.
I gained like 60 pounds in 5 days. I was taking 25 pills a day, and I was in another hospital for like 3.5 years.
Wow.
So I didn't get a chance to almost experience that in college until like after I started getting better, like I guess like 22, because I got it when I was 19. So after that, it was like a whole transition. I was like going on music, doing music, coming back from tour. That week, I find out that I have a kidney disease, and we started school like the following like 2 weeks after that.
Wow, that's insane. Do you have any idea the cause of?
No, and the doctors didn't either. They didn't know what caused it, what might have been the reason for it. I was supposed to have it for the rest of my life. I was supposed to be taking medication for the rest of my life. And there are no signs of it now.
Beautiful.
You can look up blood tests there. You would never know that I had anything unless I told you I had this. And doctors were like, anytime I went back for a checkup, they were like, what's going on? Can you believe this? Look, his records show this, and now his blood work, everything is just perfectly fine.
Wow.
But I was in the hospital every other week, getting drawn 4th floor, renal floor, with people that are like on death's bed, and I'm there, as a time to reflect. And at that time, that's when I was being told, you're a jack of all trades, master of none. And at that point, was a lot of time for self-reflection and trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
But that was crazy.
I can only imagine. Like, that's a whole deep transition in your life. You're on tour with your guy friends, doing your thing, and then you come back. And how did you shatter your wrist?
I was playing basketball.
And you were about to go out into actually really playing basketball.
Yeah, I was playing basketball. We moved in on Thursday. I broke my wrist that Tuesday. And I had already been talking to the coaches, as far as like walking on to the team and stuff. And that was going to happen, but I shattered my wrist and broke my forearm and playing, and that's kind of messed me up for that whole first year.
Wow.
I got the cast taken off the end of the first semester. Second semester, the season was already beginning. They were like halfway through, it was done, you couldn't play. So I was like, okay, cool, well, let me hop back into music for a little bit. I went on tour. I came back over the summer, and then that's when I found out, going into my sophomore year, so I found out I had the kidney disease.
Wow.
So there was no nothing.
And you just had like some type of, what symptoms? You had symptoms from that?
Man, I had gained a bunch of, like I was 175. Like for the longest, I gained no weight at all. But while I was on tour, I was always working out though.
Yeah.
So the weight wasn't showing in my face; it was everywhere else.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay, it's starting to get big now. Shirt's starting to fill up a little tight. All right. And then next thing I know, my pants were a little tighter. I was like, okay, we know I squat, I guess, so it should be.
Yeah.
The legs starting to fill out. Nope, that wasn't the case. I came back from it was around my birthday, so my friends wanted to take me out. Took me out. I came back home. Pants, it hurt to bend my knees. I had a bunch of fluid. Went to the doctor. My legs were swollen. You could basically touch them and the imprint would still be there.
Oh,
the
wow.
whole hand sinking into it. Then went there, did that. Then they told me to come back home because they didn't know what was wrong with me. It took them 2 weeks to figure it out. I started having cold sweats, faint spells, couldn't even drive. And then I went back to the doctor because I couldn't even sit in my car driving before, like, almost about to pass out.
Wow.
And then he told me all this stuff you might have, you might have AIDS, cancer, HIV, blah, 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 blah. I was like, yo, just figure out what it is.
Please.
Don't come back to me with this. Just figure out what it is before you tell me anything like that. And it took him 2 weeks because it's a predominantly white disease. Young
really?
Caucasian male get them at, adolescence. Children get this. And I got it at 19. And as a black male, so they were confused before they had skipped over this diagnosis before they thought of anything else.
That's crazy how they do that,
Yeah. But I'm glad they did, though, because once they found out, I was able to get the treatment for it. And, we were able to kind of hone in on what was the problem and kind of work at it. But as far as what caused it, why it happened, why it went away, they have no idea. I know I started eating better.
I was about to say,
what
did you do?
Yeah, I started eating better, and I was always working out. Because even when I was sick, I was still going to the gym. And it was like working up in a fat suit. Like some days I'd be skinny, some days I'd gain that weight. My weight just fluctuated every other day. So I was at the gym and
Yeah,
so I was going at them. So constantly doing that, I was able to train for the team. Almost been like help as a shooting coach. Able to doing that, and then just taking the medication as regularly scheduled, and then changing my diet was the most important thing. Because then I stopped taking my medication, and I've been good.
And I've been hearing that a lot lately. Once you change your diet, it changes your whole self and your whole world.
Everything. Sometimes, and it's important, sometimes it's not eating anything at all. Like just drinking water and giving your system a minute to just reset.
Yeah.
Recalibrate. Mucus is one of the most dangerous things that can build up in our body, and they can affect everything.
Absolutely.
It's one of the main diseases there is, period, that can cause so many different diseases and illnesses. You cut down on the buildup of that, and things kind of go back to normal for a second, and you just keep it going.
For sure. And I try to express to so many people I know it is imperative to drink water every day, all day.
Good amounts of it.
Yes, too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to understand, when you were in the hospital trying to figure out your diagnosis, after you found your diagnosis as well, like, how did that make you feel?
I don't know. There was a moment where I was like, why me? Like, what's going on? Why did I have to go through this? Like, I'm only 19 years old. Like, I got my whole life. And they're saying that you could possibly, you might die from this.
Yeah,
the way things were going.
It's a life-threatening illness.
Yeah, and that was, it was that why me? Why am I going through this? But, God doesn't put anything on you that you can't handle.
Okay.
And if you can make it through this, then you'll be able to make it through anything else. Anything else He puts in front of you, it's just the working on your mind.
Yeah.
You realize there are things that you can't control and there are things you can't. One thing you can control is how you think and how you choose to perceive a situation and go forward in that situation. But sometimes you don't even have control over your own body.
Yes.
And for those that are like control freaks, let that go. There's some things you just have to let go and learn that, image isn't the most important thing. Sometimes it's here.
Yeah.
It's in your head. And I had to really deal with that. It was a lot of reading, and, not self-diagnosis, but just looking at myself and
I would say a lot of reflecting.
There's a lot of reflecting,
yes.
and, just looking back into myself, because I was going on based on things I had to go through in my life. I've always been humble. I never really looked at people like I was better than them. Never at all. I never trying to give advice to anybody that I could. I never thought that need to be a reason, but I guess God felt there needed to be more.
Yeah.
He wasn't done working with me, so I had to go through that.
Absolute.
As a testimony for other people.
Okay, absolutely. And I'm a strong believer in everything that you just said, including the fact that we get into certain situations, whether it's consciously, unconsciously, through spirit, and it's really ultimately something that we have to change our perspective. Maybe that route that you were going down wasn't for you.
Yep.
Something had to completely halt everything for you to kind of come back, realize, reflect, and so you can figure out what's really for you.
Yep.
Which is a beautiful thing, that you could tell the story. And you continue to tell this story, because now, I'm wondering, while you were going through that transition, were you thinking about acting? Were you wanting to dive into more things?
I did everything other than act. I was doing everything other than what I want to do. I was singing because I was thinking one day, I'm going to make it famous.
And you kind of already did.
I'm going to be like Tyrese, though. I'm going to be like Tyrese.
Singing, yes.
It's like Tyrese. I'm going to sing, and then all of a sudden, I'll be doing movies. Or, I can do a model. I can be a model, and then all of a sudden, I can be doing movies. Or I can do anything else and then get into acting. Yeah. Instead of
just
going straight into acting. Why not just go straight into it? And had I not gone through what I had gone through, I wouldn't have met the people that I'd met. I wouldn't have had the conversations that I've had with those people. I would have been where I was supposed to be, at that time, to be where I am now. Because everything happened for a reason. But I was not thinking about that. I didn't. I was just trying to make it to the next day.
I understand that. I understand.
And music, all that stuff. I was like, man, I can't. I was like, well, if I'm big, if I'm bigger, I can still sing. I got Ruben Studdard, Luther Vandross,
okay.
Different versions of Luther Vandross. You know what I'm saying? I can still do something. I'm talking about. But all that's included in acting.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You got people that are singing, like Dreamgirls, great songs like that,
God.
5 Heartbeats. You know what I'm saying? People that sung and were able to act at the same time. I had to go back to the classic of 5 Heartbeats.
You had to.
Yeah. But it's like there's people that do it. Like Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go music, but he ended up going back and he did stand-up and Living Color. Mm-hmm. And then, with the acting. And then from there he was able to,
branch out and
be able to do what he loved, and, hosting and everything else. That's a really big, role model for me.
Is it Jamie? I was going to ask who influenced you.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is huge, and it was something until I really got into what it is I want to do. Because I'd always liked him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I need to look more into why, how he's getting to what he's doing, because he's on everything. He's on your TV, he's on your radio.
Yes.
And he's doing different things. He's doing stand-up. I love comedy.
I was going to say, you said that you're a goof at heart.
I'm gonna start doing comedy. And towards the end of this year, I'm gonna branch out into that. I don't say too much about it. Just I'm gonna do that.
No, I love to see it. I love to laugh. I feel like laughter is the best medicine we can give ourselves. So I would love to see that. Definitely keep us updated.
I definitely will.
For sure. So right now you're kind of working. No, you just kind of about to go into the next year, the new year, right?
Yeah.
So you have a new project that is about to come out next year, and I got to see a little piece of it, and I really found it hilarious. Mm-hmm. What is the name of that project?
Was that Nana's Secret Recipe?
Nana's Secret Recipe.
Yeah. I was able to play a detective. I was playing the son to a mother. And she, the older women, one of their friends had cancer, and she was needing treatment for therapy. And as a way to make money after being scammed out of most of their funds, they they were desperate for cash. Well, one was a good bake, one was a good cook, and the other who was in chemo was like, well, why don't we put some of the weed and the cookies as a joke.
Hold on, was the weed helping her through her chemotherapy?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
She was doing, she was going on the table to get it because it was helping her, and they decided to do that, and they were putting it in. They opened up a bake shop and they were putting it in their products, and they're putting their products. And I'm a cop. I play a cop.
Oh really?
So they're doing it under my nose, and I'm like, yo, where's everybody? There's a large influx of product being moved around. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just craziness, older women. It's a comic, so it's fun. I had a lot of fun doing it.
I can imagine.
But I was I had to play the serious role again.
Did you really? Oh,
yeah, I was
gosh.
the serious going off on my mom and just lashing out at people. But it was fun though, because everybody else was able to bring their comedy, their version of comedy, and just bring the character to life. Mm-hmm. So it turned out pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I seen that's coming out March 2020.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking excited to see that. That sounds absolutely funny, and I would love.
Hilarious.
Yes, yeah, I can only imagine the fun times that you had on that set.
Oh yeah, it was really fun.
But I'm sure throughout your experiences, your most life-threatening experience has helped you progress and understand what you truly want to do on this earth, mm-hmm. and what you really want to leave your name on as you proceed in your life. Yeah. So I'm sure that experience has helped you excel in your acting career and make those jumps and leaps as you are as an actor and coming out here to LA and doing your thing, right?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Like I say, God doesn't put anything on you that you can't handle, and I've learned to take every experience I've ever had and use that, as a stepping stone. I went through that so that I can handle this situation at hand right now. So
that's love.
I'm thankful for everything, being out here, being blessed to be in contact, to come in contact with the people that I've come in contact with, being here with you right now.
Yes.
Everything's for a reason, and I'm just thankful to be able to be in the present moment and enjoy all of this.
And I'm thankful for you being here with us today.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.